Hey everybody, welcome back to That's Debatable Daily, the show where we debate daily. My name is Leavezo, and I'm here with Landon Newton, one of my oldest friends who knows enough stuff about me to have these conversations and reveal all of my insecurities. Just kidding. Today, Landon, we're talking about
more
power.
about Leavezo's insecurities. See past episodes.
See past episodes. Subscribe. All right. Today is power with a price. You get to choose whether you can heal any injury, but only if you've eaten 3 raw yellow onions in the past hour, or you can speak to animals, and it costs $500 per conversation. This one's a hard one.
It actually is hard.
Heal any injury?
Yeah.
And so, like, for example, there are conditions that I don't know
Right.
if I call them injuries.
Not an injury.
So, like, heart disease isn't an injury.
No.
But a heart attack is an injury.
Interesting.
A heart attack is an injury that has happened
brought on
because
by a
of your heart
condition,
disease. Yeah.
but it is an injury.
So you could heal the heart attack. You can't heal the heart disease necessarily. Like, they would need to figure that out. But the actual attack, the stroke, those sorts of things, you'd be able to heal that.
Decapitation is also an injury.
That is true.
Injury.
That is
Could you just put
defined
somebody's-
as an injury.
Could you just put somebody's head back on
If you eat 3 onions.
with 3 onions? And like it doesn't have a time limit?
So here's the thing. 3 onions, like, that's not great. That's not a tough thing to save somebody's life.
No.
I'll eat
No,
3
no, no,
onions to save anybody's life.
no. Yes.
I don't even care if I know you. I'll be
Also,
eating those 3 onions.
Here's
Maybe I
okay.
just kind of want to also eat onions a little. Like an apple.
Here's the
In
deal.
holes.
Abe Lincoln he died of an injury. Could
You're
I
right.
eat onions and heal his injury?
Abraham Lincoln's injury?
Yeah.
'Kay,
Like,
he's
could I do
also-
that right now?
Yes, he would. Yes,
'Cause everything else
yes,
from
this
that-
is what would happen. His skeleton would have no more bullet hole in it, but he would also still be 300 or 200 years old.
Because what I was thinking
you know what
is,
I mean?
what if everything beyond that
Yeah.
is just a result of the injury,
I-
right?
the reason why I don't
natural
yeah,
processes from
yeah.
the injury.
I see
don't
that.
know.
I think death isn't an injury. I think death can happen because of injuries, but I think death. Well, no, because the cutting the head off thing. Like, how much time do you have? Right?
Like if the body has not died.
Okay, so I think we might have to tighten in the definition because
Yeah.
is someone still injured if they're dead? I don't think so. I think you have to be
Well,
alive to be injured.
Are they injured? But an injury. It's not heal an injured
Right.
person.
You can be dead
It's
with an
heal
injury.
an injury.
He succumbed
but
to his
maybe
wounds.
healing the injury doesn't mean you come back to life. Like
I
for
think-
example, okay, here's a good. I think this breaks it down.
Yeah.
If someone like gets shot, right?
Yes.
And they die from blood loss. You heal the injury, they don't get the blood back.
Right.
The blood is not
Do
part
you
of the
not
industry.
get the blood back?
No, I don't
It
think
is part
so.
of the injury.
Did I say industry?
I don't know.
Blood is not part of the
I
industry.
think you might get the blood back, but you don't get more than that. You only get
I don't know.
You only get what the injury cost. You
If you-
undo the injury,
if
but not
I don't-
all
it
the
says-
future implications.
But it says
of the injury.
heal the industry.
Wow,
Why do I
don't
keep
know.
saying industry?
It's because you've probably been saying that word so
Injury.
often in your
Injury.
business
Yeah.
dealings. Yeah.
You heal the injury. You don't undo the injury. So it feels like
Also,
you were
can-
saying, like the skeleton wouldn't have
Yeah.
a bullet hole anymore. But
I
it
don't know what would happen. Maybe Abraham Lincoln would just come back to life, dude.
okay. What was the other one?
The other one is you can talk to animals, but it costs $500.
Oh man.
Which is like, dude, I like talking to animals, but it doesn't say the animals are smart.
I think the implication is it would be an intelligible conversation at least.
Intelligible,
right?
but not intelligent.
Because here's
So
the
it
thing.
could be your dog saying,
I can
yes,
already-
yes, ball, food, yes, boo, smell, ball,
Right.
yum, smell, walk.
Because the thing is,
nobody really
though,
wants that.
The thing is, I feel like for the sake of the question, in my mind, I'm like, I can already talk to animals.
I think you're going to get by a genie.
I can talk
sure,
to
sure, sure. We
animals.
talk to animals all the time. Like, we
Like,
communicate
I talk
with animals.
to the animal.
Yeah. Like, that happens.
Like I can talk to.
You can speak to
wall.
animal. Oh, this is a genie question. It doesn't say the animals will speak back. It doesn't say
That's
anything
what
about the
I'm
animals
saying.
speaking back. You can speak to animals. Let's just assume the animals can speak back because I
Yes.
think that's what it meant.
And I feel like for the interest, I think it'll just be a more interesting.
Amen.
I think it would be more interesting
So
to
the animals can talk
pick
back.
apart. Well, I was gonna say it would be more interesting to pick apart if they are going to be intelligent,
Right.
at least semi close to human intelligence.
Sure, sure, sure. How about this?
Just for the fun of
they
it.
can communicate anything to you.
Okay.
You can understand anything that they want to communicate to you
Mhm.
perfectly. And they can understand anything you want to communicate to them. So like whatever that needs to be,
Mhm.
the allowance is there. Let's just say that like you can speak to animals. It means mutually intelligible speak.
Yeah, you're
Right.
on their level. in
They can
some way.
understand you. You can understand them. That's pretty cool.
It is cool. Imagine like the amount of things like.
But not cooler than healing any injury, dude.
Yeah.
Like what's unfortunate with some of these questions is like I think the animal one is cooler and I would want that more, but it's that well, I wouldn't want it more because there's so many people out there I could help.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, maybe the rest of your life is just going to be eating onions in the ER, but you're going to save millions of lives before you're
True.
dead. You know what I mean? Maybe thousands, but
Here's another side of it. What if you have a pet bird or mouse and you say, "Hey, buddy, I need you to go tell me what those people are doing."
right.
And it can come back and communicate.
Bird spies, and bat spies.
Like an investigator and just know exactly what's going on for $500. Be like, "Hey, like the amount of money you could make
also,
on
where
an
does this money go?
investigation."
This bird doesn't charge $500. Who's getting this money?
Is
Does
this
it
the
just
genie?
disappear? I think the genie gets it.
The genie gets it.
Freaking gets
Yeah,
it.
it's the genie.
What the heck? Dude, he got
Genie,
us.
you don't need the money.
Come on, man. He just doesn't want us to have it.
Yeah. So that's the
$500
thing.
is expensive,
And-
but
and that could be not just like a random criminal. That could be like you go to like, I don't know, go to some other part of the world. You need to find out what a world leader's doing. You can
Yeah.
have the ability to potentially gain information. Like my first thought is it would be very cool to just understand the animal's perspective. That's
Yes.
great. And it would be great.
learn animal religion,
Also,
animal language, animal
totally.
culture.
But then in addition to that, the ability to get information because animals can be so just undetected.
Yeah.
As long as everybody knows, as long as nobody is like, as long as it doesn't come out that you can talk to animals. But even then, it can be any animal. It's not just like this guy talks to birds, don't let
Yeah.
the birds in. Any animal.
Any animal.
So
Which are bugs animals?
I would say yes.
Also, dude, I was almost 100% on the heal one because, like, here's the problem with the healing one. Injuries usually need treatment quick.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to eat 3 freaking onions.
Yep.
And somebody might die in front of you.
Yep.
Like, every time, like, maybe you just eat 3 onions every morning just in case somebody needs something
Right.
that day. But
You could do that, yeah, before you go somewhere dangerous or something. Yeah.
humans are animals. So you could speak to any human on the face of the planet and they will understand
Wait.
you. Humans are animals. Like if it's you can speak to animals, but it costs $500 per conversation. If they understand you and you understand them perfectly, it's going to count for every person
So
on the planet.
You're saying you could just do that for anybody.
It would cost $500, but you could talk to anybody in their native tongue essentially for $500.
Interesting.
Just following the logic we've already established.
Right.
That could be really useful in certain situations
Yeah.
where you don't need a translator. It's
Yeah.
expensive, but translators cost more than $500.
Yeah. So the emotional appeal of healing somebody
Yes.
is huge, but really looking into it, pulling that apart, like teaching that apart a little more, I think you could do even more good.
With the
Imagine stopping a war because you had an animal spy.
yeah.
You don't have to heal the injuries.
Yeah, and if bugs are animals, even more, dude. Like they
Yeah.
can get into anywhere.
Also, I would send those bugs and animals down into like a cave I want to explore. Be like, bro, you got to tell me what's in that cave.
Yes.
Or like treasure hunting.
Oh,
like
yeah.
sending a
Oh
fish
yeah.
and be like, hey,
Go check this out.
I will give you like all the shrimp or whatever you eat that you want. Just go tell me if there's treasure
I can
down
make
there.
an animal richer than their wildest dreams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Any
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah.
We've done it with dogs. Dogs are
Yeah.
freaking dripped out of their minds
Yeah.
compared to other animals, dude. They have so much cash money because people just pay for all of their stuff every
Yeah.
single day.
Yeah.
Foxes don't get, except for the ones in Russia that are domesticated that they've
Yeah.
been doing. Really cool project. But that's cushy life, dude.
Yeah.
Imagine
Okay.
you're this big. Yeah, dude, I might have to go with animals.
Talking with animals.
Also, just
I know
because-
you're going to disagree.
And
But
here's the deal.
we're right.
Yes, like heal any injury is a big deal, but just because it's not, if it was sickness, that'd be different. If it was like cancer, immediately choosing that and going around the whole world and eating all the onions and curing everybody.
Yeah.
But since it's injury, it's so much right time, right place.
Yes.
And you have to eat 3 onions, and they're not small. This says yellow onions, so it's specifically the
Yeah.
big, really pungent yellow
Yeah.
onions. And like maybe you could get it down to where it's 3 onions worth of powder and you down it or whatever.
Sure.
Right. But talking to animals is just so fascinating. And I think that would do more for humanity as a whole
Yes.
with our planet,
Yes.
understanding animals.
Yeah. I
understanding
think you could do a lot.
And also, like, we think elephants have religion. We think
Yeah,
that,
that's so
that
fascinating.
like whales have language more complex than ours. Like these animals have different forms of intelligence than us, but not less intelligence. Our intelligence is just very, very, very honed in to make us what we are, which is kind of like shallow knowers of everything that we can, right? But some animals have a depth of knowledge so deep that we could probably never understand emotionally what levels they're working on. So I think animals I'm going with.
One clear conversation with an elephant could
Change the
change
world.
biology.
Change biology, yeah. Change
As-
science.
change
change
science.
humanity.
Yeah.
Anthropology, all of those things, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going with animals on that one.
Animals.
I want to know what you guys think. The injury thing is obviously like, this is weird that I choose one that's not going to save my life so directly, maybe indirectly,
Yeah.
but it just feels worth it.
Yeah.
And it's expensive, $500, but I'm going to talk to a tortoise. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm going to talk to a freaking sea monkey.
I want to
dude.
know what
I'm
animal
going to
you
talk to a
guys-
brine shrimp, a sea monkey, and see
I
what
would
it's
say,
thinking.
I want to know what animal you guys would talk to.
Please comment what animals you guys would talk to if you can, or comment different fun ways that you would consume 3 onions in ways, you know, blending it in shakes or the powder thing or whatever. And then tomorrow we have a national day coming up,
Okay.
April 16th.
Which
is
everybody knows is
National Banana Day. So tomorrow we're doing green versus overripe. Which one is worse? We'll see you there.